Jules.
Hi, I thought I'd beat the timer and I didn't. Hi.
No, I was just saying, like, hey, I think, yeah, it looks like we are here. We're live. I can see us on Instagram. This is going much better than it did last time.
Y'all, it was a lot last time, but everybody
Yeah.
was kind and patient
That-
with us, and we appreciate that.
We so do. We so do. Hi, everybody. Hello. Happy New Year, my friends.
Happy New Year.
So good.
2025.
Ugh, God.
What is happening?
Well, I'll say this. Like, I remember, and I'm going to definitely show my age. I was of legal drinking age in the year 1999. So in 2000, going from 1999 to 2000, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now here we are, like, I am StreamYarding, and because guys, we're using a new streaming service, we're trying it out. So it's StreamYard, and it's, streaming in different places and trying to make it all work. And I have to tell you, I'm pleased that it's going well so far, but I'm also like, holy cow, we're in 2025. We're in the future.
The future.
And Emily, as you guys know, I have my niece Emily, my niece child, as I call her. She's in a computer science degree right now. I won't mention where she's studying, but I can't imagine the things that she's going to be able to do, and she's in her second year of school. And I think, like, she's going to get her master's too. She's doing a program where she can fold in her master's. And it's like crazy to me. Like what the thing, I think about the things she's going to do. And I remember when she was like 4 and she helped me with the remote. I knew I was in trouble then.
Oh, you're like, and I know she's amazing.
And she's super smart. Hey, hello, darling. My Amanda, hello. Happy New Year, gorgeous. I can see you on Instagram. So guys, if you're on other places and we haven't said hello yet, don't worry. We will. We're trying to get it all together.
Theoretically, it will show up in our comments thing, except for Instagram. So if somebody wants to attempt Facebook, maybe I'll even attempt a Facebook, because you've got the Instagram up there too.
Yes,
so
I've got Instagram. Yep. So guys,
bear with us. It'll get fun. We promise.
We promise. Yes. We have things to talk about today.
Me too.
Yes. I think we've got some good stuff to talk about today. Yeah, so
we can start talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you laughing at?
Well, I'm laughing because it's like that New Year, new you bullshit.
Girl.
Yeah. Not so.
And look, and I say girl as somebody who's like incredibly susceptible to that for like the majority of my life. And I mean, I feel like this year's the first year that I haven't like kind of beat myself up with that already. I have ideas for goals and like things I want to do, but I don't know. Is it because I didn't finish my temperature blanket and might start doing one in tandem with it? And then I was like, that's crazy. And it's like, yeah, but maybe it'll be fun. And that's the attitude I'm trying to take. I don't know, but it does feel different. I don't know if there's like astrology energy around that. I don't know if it's the Aquarius, Pluto and Aquarius of it all. I don't know what it is. There's a lot happening. As our astrologer, not to put you on the spot.
No, that's fine.
I got any info?
I do. I got some 411. So, which I'm sure some people are like, what's that? Oh God. So Pluto and Aquarius is power struggles right now, guys. So we're gonna see people trying to find their place and find their space. And if you do this in the positive way, you'll be able to find your place and find your space and really have your voice heard. I think we're going to have a year of, hey, like, I don't love this about what's happening between us. Can we talk about it? Or, hey, like, I'm tired of this. Now, the power struggle on the other side, though, where they're not so positive, that's where we really got to watch out, because I think that can happen between countries. I think that can happen between parties. I think that can happen between religions. I think that can happen everywhere. So I part of what I think about us as community as a whole in the world is that it's our responsibility to move it in the right direction. And we're only responsible for how we do things, deal with things. Okay.
Yeah.
So, my fingers are crossed that as many of us out there are trying to care for people, that it moves the tide, right? But I worry sometimes. Yeah, and Amanda said, I don't consider it really the new year until the spring equinox, to be honest. I agree with you, girl. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, it's
I
that last energy dregs kind of hanging on until, yeah.
Right.
That's it. That's an interesting idea. I like that.
I like that. So, so there is some folk magic ideas that if you actually clean today or you do laundry, that sets the tone for the whole year. So, but I like Amanda. It's like, oh, because I had to do cleaning and I had to do laundry. So, I'll take it. It's a spring equinox.
I know, right? And as I was like furiously getting ready, because I'm always late for everything, as you all know. Hi. Like, I listened to some of those, and some of them are Chinese New Year. Some of them are really old folk things. I mean, I think it's important. I like that everybody seems to be looking to like old tradition. What are like folk remedies, folk tales? Like, I think people are trying to connect with that kind of like community idea of superstition or tradition that we may not have all been like present as much in the past years. I think there's been a rise of people looking into spirituality in a different way and everything. And I think it's just also with that, it helps to make sure that we're not just like, well, somebody said don't wash your hair, but why? Right? Not gatekeeper or anything. Just like, let's see, does that fit into like my idea of cosmology and how it works? And does that work for me? So, and also, y'all, I had to wash my hair real bad. So hopefully I didn't wash all the way all my luck, but that's a Chinese New Year thing.
Right. Well,
right.
I don't think you washed away your luck. You know, it's what we believe in and we work with. And listen, if it finds it does, which I know it's not going to, but if it finds it, you're like, well, I won't do that again next year.
Right. Well, and also, well, we won't do that next year. Everything sucks.
Absolutely not.
My bad.
That is not your year, girl. It is not. So
right.
I think it's important that folks actually do their work this year.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a lot of stuff that we've done, you know, over, like, I know 2024 for a lot of us were rough. Now I know for some, like I've heard people like, oh, it was one of my best years. Beautiful. Wonderful. That's great.
So glad that worked for you.
I do too.
Truly. Like, that is
I
not
really
sarcasm.
do.
Like 100%. I hope. Yes.
Yeah. But for those of us who had some very high peaks in 2024 and some low lows,
some of us pulled the tower card for our card of the year last year.
Yeah. Oh my God. So. Yeah, that was not a thrill. No. But I think I think it was just because like we had, I'm speaking for Julie and I, because Julie and I talk a lot of, you know, we had some work to do. I definitely know I can speak for myself. I had a lot of work to do and things to work through. Yeah. And it wasn't the best year in that respect. But now it's like, okay, you've done all this work and it's a year of taking your power to the next level.
Yeah.
This is the time to stand up. It really is. This is whatever you're passionate about. And you can just be passionate about you and yourself and things that you need and things that you want. You don't have to go out and be like, I'm passionate about this and this and this. I mean, we need you, but you know, and I'm joining that rally too. But if you, you know, if you're like, look, this year I just got to really keep focusing in, because that'll just keep making you better. And that's what's important. It starts with us, guys. It really does. It's, you know, we can't change people as much as I will freely admit that there's times that I would like to change people, because I am human. And also, you know, saying hello to people that have joined, George, our folks on Instagram. Thank you for popping up. But yeah, I think this is a year of like, hey, I'm taking a stand for myself at the very least.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking about this year. I also definitely I always love that meme on that I see on Facebook of new me, you know, new year, new me BS, and it's like Robert Downey Jr. is rolling his eyes. Yeah. Because I'm like, I when I was really working out a lot, I would go to the gym and it was like the gym was packed for the first like month and a half, and then it fell off, you know, but I'd be like, what are all these people doing here? But listen, we can always start over, right? We fall off, we get back up on the wagon again. That's the way to deal with it.
Yeah, and
Go ahead,
like
Jules.
the like attention perfectionist part of me. I was just talking to one of my friends about this actually. Like I have lists of things to do all over the house. I have like, but sometimes I get bored with them or whatever. I would set all these big like goals and lists like at the beginning of the year. And then by like February 4th, if I miss something, that part of me that was like, well, then you didn't complete it, like would just like crash, right? And it was just like I felt like really disappointed in myself. I mean, maybe they were unrealistic. I mean, they probably were. The like double Aries, like big gold star kind of part of me kind of sabotages myself on occasion. But I think something about, I don't know if it's all the work we did this year. I don't know if it's because I actually journaled some. I don't know what it is, but this, I know what you did. What? I know, because I never do. But I don't know if it's just like we were saying, what's the shift? Is it like a big consciousness thing? Is it just a like, well, we've been busting it all year, so we feel kind of different now? But like, I think that the idea of just like not, if like you were saying, if you miss it, it's not done for, right? We used to joke, I like miss moons all the fucking time, every day, every month. I missed both of them. Boom, boom, boom. Bad witch. And we did better stuff this year. And I would hit some, but if I missed it, I didn't feel as bad about it. Like I wasn't as hard on myself about it because I wasn't stuck in the like, well, I didn't do X, Y, and Z that you're supposed to do, or like deep intention or whatever it is that I had told myself I have to do to have achieved this or be doing the right thing. So I'm trying to carry that forward this year. Like I woke up today. Now I did wake up today and was like, I'm going to do yoga, and I hate yoga. And I did like 5 minutes, whatever. But I think it was more like, okay, well, I did it and cool. Let's see what happens tomorrow. You know, as opposed to like, good, now I can check the box. And if I miss something, I've had a lot of caffeine. I told Mary this earlier, so I'm sorry, guys. I'm just gonna caveat that right now.
You're
and
okay.
You just
you're
give
okay.
me the look if it's like.
So. You're fine. You're fine. No, but you know what? Well, when you were speaking, actually, one of the things that came to my mind was, like giving yourself that grace. So we make these goals and these plans, right? But what I'm not good at is giving myself the grace to say, okay, I need to adjust. More than like either quit or feel bad about things or beat myself up, because I can do that very well. I'm a master at, you know, excuse my French, guys, but I'm a master at kicking the shit out of myself. That was the only way that point was going to get across. I had to say, you know, but I'm a master at it. And be me. So, I think that's a big thing, is like, so our personal lives, sometimes our personal feelings or whatever will get in the way or make us take a step aside for a minute. But look, you know, taking a look at it and adjusting, or maybe saying, hey, that goal's like not working for me right now. Maybe I need to do that next month and just pick up what I need to focus on now. Or the other thing, haha, Mary, this is definitely coming from me, from the spirits. How about you ask for help?
Girl. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Red to filth again. So that's a really, red to filth
on the daily.
On the daily. Thanks. Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, if I don't ask for help for things, I think, you know, people can say no. I have to remember that it's not forcing them into doing something that they may not want to do.
Right.
They're responsible for what their response is, of course. But I get very
like, say no, and maybe this is me. But and if they say no, it's not a reflection of you or your worth.
Right.
Maybe they just can't do it right then.
Maybe they're taking care of themselves, and it really has nothing to do with me.
Like, are those my issues coming out? Maybe. Right. Sometimes the podcast is therapy staring back at us. But yeah.
Ooh, yeah. But it's true though. It's like, I know sometimes I have to step back and say, wait a minute, I'm upset over this.
Yeah.
Why am I upset? Am I really upset over what happened? Or I'm more upset about, like, I dragged something into this that I'm not getting fulfilled and I'm feeling like it's the other person's fault or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you got to take a look at that. But it's you know, the only way, guys, that we adjust our lives is to live it. You know, it's their theory is wonderful, but if we don't actually live it, you know, it doesn't really get the full feeling of it.
Yeah.
You can read a lot of books on witchcraft. If you don't practice, you're a theoretical witch. So what are you doing? And I can admit, when I first started, that was something I did. I just kept reading a lot of books and talking about it. And finally I was like, like when I was the baby witch, I was like, look, these spells aren't going to cast themselves, girl. Let's go, So
yeah. No, it's true.
So,
and look, I had to do that years into it. I'd gotten to where I had like overly like intellectualized everything I was doing spiritually, and I was like frozen and not doing anything. Mary remembers me doing those times too. Girl. That's around the time we met.
Same.
Yeah, but it happens. Yeah,
it does. So, guys, I think it's a good day and we're coming off of the Capricorn new moon. So if you do want to do new moon wishes, new moon manifestations, I think, you still got a little bit of energy in the air right now to do them. Remember, it's in Capricorn. So Capricorn is about your career and your reputation and your standing in the community. It is serious. It is practical in that regard. But Capricorn has such a disciplined and focused attitude that if there is something really that you're like, I want to accomplish it, today's the day to put it out there. Now, what I also will tell you, though, is that Mars is in retrograde right now. So, when we talk about Mars and Gatorade, as I like to joke, Mars and retrograde, Mars and Gatorade, no. Mars retrograde in Leo. All right. And I'll explain all this to you guys. Basically, what it means is Mars, which is the planet of action, passions, can also be aggression and fighting. Goes like when we say retrograde, it's actually not moving backwards in the sky, but it looks like it is. It also, I call it like it slows down. It has a cold. When you still do all your work, but you're not feeling great.
Right.
That's kind of where Mars is right now. So, and it is in Leo. So there's two things I'll mention about that. One is that you may have an old thing pop up that you need to like either deal with or end or like move forward once and for all. It will be dramatic.
Wow.
And now that I'm saying this, I think that explains, I had a personal situation, guys, that happened that was pretty dramatic. I'll say it that way. And I think that was a Mars and Leo because it had to be cut and done.
Yeah.
Right. So you may see that happen where something either finally like pushes forward, like that's it, like we've made this decision, or it collapses in because it's like we can't manage that level of energy around this anymore. Right.
Interesting. Yeah.
Leo, now being in the sign of Leo, so you have to understand Leo is a star of the show. Leo is the lion, so there's a bit of power struggle in there too. So here we are, like, I want to be recognized for who I am. I want to be seen as royalty. But if you cross me or you don't acknowledge me as that, if you don't treat me like I'm special, ooh, watch out. So that also, I think, is in the air. So the most important thing to remember is, because I like to give you guys warnings too. So those are the warnings. The most important thing to remember is as you start things, you make your new moon wishes. It may take a minute for those to start to fire up. You may say, I have this new moon wish to open a store. I don't even know the first thing. Okay. So now we have to do some research.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. That's what the time is right now for you to kind of do some research and take slow steps. So if it doesn't shoot off like a rocket, guys, don't worry about that. The Mars in retrograde is holding you back. The Capricorn new moon energy is solidifying what you want to do. So they will work together. It's just it's not a Sha'Carri Richardson kind of run.
I love her, but
yes. I do too. That's it would be like me out there running. It'd be slow. So we're moving, but it's not fast. Right. So there we are. And if the Leo, if you're like, oh, I don't really know a Leo, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are Leos. So I think you can see power struggles there and things like that how they act towards each other. Yeah. If you're wondering how action is moving forward, tread lightly, but definitely tread slowly. So yeah. That's what I'll say. So I went off on my whole tangent about astrology. I
love it.
Yes. So
we all want astrology tangents all the time.
Yeah. Give me the astrology. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So I think, Jules, before we pull some cards for the new year for you guys, we'll do a kind of a collective reading for everybody. What are you up to right now? Like,
besides
what's going on with you? Yeah.
No,
like, what do you, how people finding you, like what you're doing Reiki and readings
that kind of stuff.
That.
I was like,
yeah.
I have a lot
Sorry,
of
I wasn't
things,
specific.
and I have too much caffeine. I'm like,
right. There's a lot going on.
No, so you guys can find me. I finally got that website up, julieatkinson.com. I'm seeing people in person for Reiki. I'm offering some tarot readings now. Doing podcast hype club kind of stuff. I've got a lot of the Capricorn new moon gave me a lot of ideas. I've been like a bullet journal queen over here. So we're just gonna put some of that into motion. Some of it's just sharing stuff that's not necessarily like business related, I guess, but I just want to try to put more stuff out there for everybody. If it helps, it helps. If it's fun, it's fun. If you don't care, that's fine too. I don't know. It's a weird energy because it's I feel like tangent. You guys know us. I feel like so much of why I quit social media for so long was that it felt like everything had to be content creation, kind of like everything has to be a new year, new you perfect goal, right?
Right.
But so now I'm kind of like, I'm just going to like throw some stuff at the wall and see what sticks. And like, are we having fun with it or not? So, but yes, do come to the website, see the new things that are coming and happening. And, we've got some new podcast episodes coming soon. And we took a little break for the holidays and now we'll be getting back to it. We've got conferences coming up later this year.
We do.
Got lots happening. So it's exciting. Where can they find you? What are you doing? Aren't you running some kind of special right now?
Yeah. Oh, you're sweet, Jules. Yeah. So you can find me on all the social medias, Mary Dalba. Some of them say Mary Dalba Official, which is my Instagram and I think TikTok, and then just Mary Dalba on Facebook and YouTube. And you can find us at High Priestess Hype Club, Hype Club Live, hypeclub.live. I do have specials going on right now, guys. There's a new reading that's out there for 2025 forecast. So it's a long reading. It's about 90 minutes. We go over what's going on with you each month throughout this year. So it's really in depth. So, we have that going on. And then there is a 15% coupon that's out there. Yeah. So you can get my services for a little bit less. Keep a little more in your pocketbook. Feel free to, find that on my website, marydalba.com. So yeah, there's good stuff coming. Like Julie said, we have a conference coming up later on in the year, in Connecticut. And I forget those dates, but we will let you guys know. And, I am going to be at the Magical Women's Conference in Birmingham, England, on June 14th. And then I'm also going to be at the, Witch City Tarot Gathering, which is the last weekend in July. And I'm going to be I do my past life intensive every year there, which I love. I'm very grateful.
I'm so excited about that one.
Yeah. That I get to go back and, talk to see people that come to the class every year. So I appreciate all your support with that, guys. That's like, that's the way I live. So I am very grateful that you trust me enough to do this work with you. So thank you. So I think, Jules, why don't we pull some cards? Just kind of, we'll start off with like a collective one and then,
that sounds good. We'll see where it goes. Also, I just realized how in like chitty chat mode I am and not like we're professionals during all that. You guys can find me on Instagram and TikTok at which I'm trying. I'm trying. Like, I feel like that embodies it right now, which I'm trying. So come find me over there.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah. And of course, guys, if you have questions, High Priestess Hype Club at gmail.com. So if you talk about something on here, by the way, folks, if you're watching on the replay, thank you very much for watching us. We appreciate you being here. But if you have questions that there's something you just want to talk about offline, feel free to email us and give us a day or two to get back to you, but we will, I promise you. Yeah. So here's the other thing I'll just tell you guys before I tell you what I'm seeing here. I am obsessed with tarot decks. Obsessed.
Because they're fun.
They're so pretty. Good. Oh, so this deck I have, and I, am not endorsed by them. I just love the deck. It is, and I want to say this right. So I'm pulling out the box just to make sure. Yeah, the 8-coin tarot tattoo tarot. The 8-coin tattoo tarot. oh my God, the graphics on it are just to die for. So, if you're a collector and you're out there and you find it, that's a good one to grab because the graphics on it are terrific. So I definitely have over 100 decks. I keep finding decks. Like I unpack a box and I'm like, oh, there's 3 decks in here. Oh yeah, I remember.
Look, when you're a Terrorito, you got to have all the tools you need.
I mean, oh yeah, I just a friend of mine who I met Open Doors years ago, and she's still around. Emma, she always has like 5 decks on her desk, her table, her desk, and I would say,
yeah,
why do you have so many? She's like, well, this one is for general, this one is for love, this one, and like she had them all
right,
designate, and I think you can do that too, guys, if you want to read different, use your decks for different things. But I was always like fascinated by that because for the longest time I just used one deck and one deck only. It was my Oshizen Tarot. I use that one deck only for years.
Yep.
And I still do, but yeah.
Well, that's like the more I've been practicing with you two, I have different decks that I feel like I have my main, like my good old standby I love you deck. We've got the mean deck, which masquerades as a cute little deck. It's the Cozy Witch desk. It's so cute. It's adorable. It will read you to filth, just up and down. And some days you need that. But yeah, so I think I have like 3 or 4 that I use depending on what's going on now. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah, I call that one, the Cozy deck, I call the Hurt My Feelings deck.
It is a Hurt My Feelings deck, and it looks so cute. I was like, this is adorable. It's going to be soft. I had the Chicks Oracle deck who made the same ones. The Oracle deck, nice, soft, so sweet. Like, but Oracle deck. Then you get the Tarot deck, and it's like so. Yeah.
Oh, really?
What are you doing?
Yeah. What do you mean? What am I doing? Ow, that hurt. Ow.
Right. And like the 3 of Swords is really cute and doesn't look that bad, but then you read it and it's like,
oh, why are you stabbing me? What is this?
Yes. Why is everything 10 of Swords?
Right.
I know I'm depressed.
Yes.
Just be nice.
Oh no, it's good. All right, so I have some cards. Let me tell you guys just for the year, like kind of if you're watching this, it's one of those, if this came up on your feed, this is for you, right? So Justice, we have Page of Swords, and we have 3 of Wands. 3 of Pentacles. I'm looking right at it and I say Wands. Anyway, so one of the things, guys, I think to focus on this year is, again, I mentioned about taking your power and doing the things that you need to do there. And I'm getting this very clearly from Spirit. Yes, I think we all want that little like nice bite of revenge. Like that meal was so good. But if you let the spirits take care of it, they will get exactly the justice that they deserve. Now, I'm not saying you don't go to the spirits and say, can you make sure, can you let them, because I need some justice for this or that. But if you leave your hands out of it, they'll tell you if they need you to do something. But if you're sort of like, all right, I'll let you take care of it. It will be taken care of, and it will be taken care of in the absolute most way. So, I mean, I've seen it in action.
Oh yeah.
My dear Santa Muerte.
Hopefully this isn't too controversial, but right when you said that, like, how you get like little notifications in like the bar of your computer all the time.
Yeah.
And it just popped up. It was like Tesla stock down. And I was like, So think of that as you may, friends. Yes. But yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I mean, listen, but sometimes when
like,
it's on a national stage, it's
right.
Yeah, it's wonderful. But I know on a personal level, when sometimes I'm like, I just want this and that and that and this, and I'm so mad. And then they're all like, all right, calm down, hold on. And then like, a few weeks later, a month later, something starts to wiggle there. It's like, I needed to, that's why yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's too, like, what were we talking about earlier today? We'll just out myself on here too, where I was like, I did some stuff and did some work and was talking to Mary about it. And she was like, yeah, I'm like, so what was next? And like asking questions. And it's like, you going to let us do this? Do you trust us to do this work? Because the more you keep asking, the less you're going to find out. And I was like, okay, yes, I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah. Well, it was weird because like I was just, guys, like sometimes when you're working with spirit, and for those of you who do, I know like we got Three Crows Conjure on here, which by the way, they have a wonderful store, and they have I believe it's online, Amanda, just remind me. But their page, she has a ton of information on her page. Go see it. Her and TJ, they're wonderful folks. And again, not sponsored, I just love her. So yeah, there's things that and I totally lost my train of thought when I was talking about it.
That's okay.
I'm
so
sorry.
we were talking about how I was like wanting a bunch of answers, and they said you'll get less info.
Oh, right. So when you're working, thank you. When you're like kind of in that space, so I'm in that space, spirits are talking to me. I don't realize what's coming out of my mouth. Right. I have no idea what's coming out. So like when I said to her, if you keep asking, we're going to tell you even less. That I was like, and then after I said it, I went, oh, okay. So yeah, that's sometimes they're like, you keep it up, you're going to find out less. All right.
Okay. I'm sorry. I know I'm impatient. So that's all these fire sign placements. And I apologize.
Yes. I apologize in advance for my
I'm working on this. But it really is like, it's like a working on patience, working on being quiet and listening.
Right. So. And listening and letting something go. Yeah. Was it Elsa that said that? Let it go.
Was it Elsa who said?
Was it Elsa? Yes. As I think back to the traditional Disney princess of Elsa on
I love you.
Right. So there's that. Three of Pentacles, guys. You listen. This deck, by the way, with this card, it's a skull that's on fire, and this whole thing's on fire. Listen, you don't have to light it on fire either. So Three of Pentacles sometimes is like someone's like really scrutinizing your work and micromanaging you. Yeah, your response doesn't have to be you light it on fire. Don't do that. Someone's maybe inquiring for different reasons than you think they are. Like they could just be curious. They could just want to understand. They could feel inadequate. Maybe you can give them an answer that they're afraid to ask a question to. Like it's just, so don't necessarily burn it down, but maybe get to the bottom of why someone is scrutinizing you and looking at your things the way that they're looking at them. And I got to be honest, sometimes when people are like, well, I just don't trust you to do it right, they'll tell you. Yeah. So then you can, straighten that out. And then Page of Swords. Listen, there's something new coming in as far as ideas. You are a novice right now. So the biggest thing I'm getting here with Spirit is just remember that you don't have to be an expert right now. And so to expect you to be like somebody else who may have been doing this for many years, or maybe like, a friend who just maybe picked up on it a little quicker, it doesn't mean you're not good at it and you don't have your own things to contribute. It just means you have your own path. And so don't forget that. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, did you pull cards, Jules, on that one, on like kind of a collective one?
So I pulled a, I like that self-care oracle when we're doing this stuff. Mm-hmm. So I pulled deep breathing for that one. I don't know that you guys can say, hey, it actually showed it for a second. So, take a step and we will breathe and work our way through it, because things are not always going to be easy, and we're not going to know all the answers all the time. And some of us wish we did for different reasons. So maybe instead of cycling, like spiraling or just getting all wound up, maybe we just take some deep breaths. Maybe that's what that's what we got to do.
Yeah. That's all. So, Amanda, guys, I mentioned, by the way, Three Crows Conjure. They are online, so definitely check them out. And like I said, the Instagram page, I know I see Amanda's stuff coming up all the time, and she's got a lot of good things to say. So follow them; they're terrific. And I also just want to say hey to Michelle, who just jumped in on Instagram too. Hi, Michelle. It's been a while. If anybody wants a card, we can take a couple of readings, guys. We just need to see if you can put in like, I'd like a card. We can pull some cards for you guys if you'd like. If you're just
see what happens, we'll give it a second.
Yeah. If you're just, hey, George just jumped. Hey,
George is like, I'm on.
Yes. Hands were posed over the keyboard. No, I'm kidding.
You just get ready and then you hit send.
Yeah,
I've done that. I'm only saying that because I've done it too, George. It's okay.
Sure. It's totally all right. All right. So, all right. And I see Amanda's jumped up. Hey, Judy, Happy New Year. And again, for folks that are watching on replay, thank you again for watching us, and we appreciate it. Feel free to comment. And again, if you have any questions for us, whether like you want to take it offline or you just are, again, watching this later on, highpriestesshypeclub@gmail.com. So
yes. And I've got old school the list as they pop up on the different places. So George is first.
Okay. All right. Let me pull a couple of
and it's how for me, guys. I'm not trying to like.
Yeah.
It may look different on your end, and we're cross-platform.
Yeah. I have Amanda. Amanda
got her
Crows asked. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So we'll start with George.
I'll start with George. Yeah. So George, I've got 9 of Wands reversed. I've got 7 of Pentacles reversed, and I've got the Page of Cups. And they're and my friend, they're all reversed. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen for you, or like I really feel like for you we're still recovering from some things that happened in 2024. I feel like also you're not feeling great about the abundance right now, but this is a time for you to really get in touch with your emotions. I'm not saying all this stuff isn't going to fall out to the right place finally. It will. The abundance will come back to a better place. All of that will. But I think if you take January, February, and March to really like focus in on how you're feeling about things, and processing that stuff, you come into April timeframe, like right around the spring equinox, as we were talking about a little bit earlier. I think you'll see a different it's weird, George. It's like I'm seeing almost like a motorcycle getting on the right, the highway. We've got on the right exit. You know what I mean? We've got off on the right exit. I think there is more to come if you really don't look outside and try to fix stuff outside. It's not fixing. You're fine the way you are, but really reflecting on what's going on inside. And I think for you, George, it'll pay you many, many dividends if you do that. So, whatever's happening outside of you, they can take care of themselves. They're adults. You take care of you right now and how you're feeling about things.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we got Susan.
Susan. Hi, Susan. Happy New Year. Gorgeous. All right. Hold on. Okay. We've got King of Cups reversed, 3 of Wands upright, which is good, and 2 of Wands reversed. So, okay. Susan, there's an energy of someone pushing at you that I feel is almost, I don't want to say aggressive, but I hate to say it. That's a good word for it. It's an aggressive person kind of coming at you. And what I'm hearing on this, is it feels like the near future isn't going to work out, but this is the long run. So this is the marathon. This is not the sprint. Things aren't going to change tomorrow with this. This is going to need a little more time. Right now, I know you're probably feeling like I really can't take anymore because I pulled 10 of Swords. However, I got 3 of Cups at the end. So the abundance comes, the things come that you need. But it's not a quick jump on this. As much as we would like it to be, it needs to percolate. It needs to get to the boiling point. And it's not quite there yet. And I got to be honest with you. And what I'm getting very clearly from the spirits is it's better. It's not a quick thing. I think something needs to happen through this period of time. Like if it happened quickly, whatever's going to happen after that needs to happen. So I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but the spirits are saying like, if it happened quickly, it won't stick. It's a better way to say it. If it happens quickly, it won't stick. If it goes the marathon, then what is to happen will stay. So I know we all want it yesterday, but there's a reason why this has to go in the time frame. So someone really sinks into the quicksand, and finally someone has to get them out, and they get noticed for what they did, which was supposed to be not in the quicksand. They weren't supposed to be there, but they got themselves there, and now everybody sees it. See what I mean?
Interesting.
So, yeah. So Susan, hang in. Excuse me. Hang in there, Susan. It's going to get better, but it's a marathon. It's not a sprint right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So George is saying also, you're welcome, George. There's a lot of heavy work happening spiritually out there. So, but keep doing what you're doing, but get into that emotional stuff, pull that stuff up. All right. And then
And next
we
is
have
Amanda.
Amanda. Miss Amanda. Weird, so Amanda, your dad just said to me, I feel like you wear something like that. You're like, I don't know if dad would like it where it is, where I wear it. Like, so it might be a necklace, and dad's like, yeah, no, you need to shorten that chain. I don't like where it is. It might not mean, it might be like you need it more above, like at your throat chakra, or maybe your heart. It's just wherever it is, he doesn't like where it is. So you might have to adjust the chain that goes with that big honking crystal you're wearing around your neck right now, or whatever. It feels like it's a decent size. So yeah, that's one thing. Okay. Let me pull a couple cards for you too. Okay. So we have 9 of Pentacles and 2 of Swords. Amanda, I think if you like, there's an answer right in front of you to come back to a place of like, I'm hearing the words cruising abundance, like almost like, hey, I'm going along just fine. I know.
That sounds great.
Right? But 2 of Swords, like you're holding yourself back. You're making yourself not be able to see it. And part of it is King of Pentacles reverse. So I don't know if this means you have to change up some dynamics within the family so you can make this decision. I don't know if it means like, I don't think it's something like working with someone you don't necessarily want to work with, but I do feel like you're like, oh, I don't really want to do this way. But what I'm hearing is if you do it this way for a while, that breaks open like the Hoover Dam of like the abundance to come through. So it's almost like you have to sacrifice for a few months. And really all I feel like it is a few months. And then you're right on the right place. Like you're cruising along now. So, and maybe you have to take a contract job for a few months, right? And like that pays off all your bills. Terrific. I can go back to like doing all my other work that I do. It's been a rough year for self-employed folks. So I know, some folks have had to do different things. And sometimes, it might be like something you did in your past. Like, for example, if I had to go back in, I would have to go into like call center work and customer service and management work. And I'm like, oh, but that's, you take something quick, you make your money quick and you get out. And that I feel like is what that is here, is that you might have to make a choice to supplement things for a couple of months, but then you're good. Good in all your glory is the words I'm saying. So I hear all that, like those prayers, like, in God's glory and good glory and all that. I feel like you do that and all is glory. Nice. So yeah. Sometimes I speak, prayer. So, yeah. So, well, Jules, I think we've been on for almost 45 minutes and it's been a joy, guys. Very happy to be here. But you probably want to have leftover Chinese food now, or maybe some, some pastry if you got some at home. But yeah, so we will in other words, we will let you go. But thank you guys so much for being here. Jules, is there anything you want to leave our folks with, our friendly folks?
I think it's going to be an interesting year. Hopefully not in a may you live in interesting times kind of way, but it might be a little bit of that just generally for everybody. But I think it's just important that like we try to keep each other close, be kind to one another.
Yes.
And be patient and listen and breathe.
Yes, breathe. Because honestly, guys, I think this is a lot of to build on what Jules has said. It's like a lot of like letting it go, like letting it go. There's only so much we can control. Try to keep that in mind as you try to control something that you really can't. Yeah. So deep breathing. And again, if you need us, highpriestesshypeclub@gmail.com. And remember, guys, as always, you are magic. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye.